Israel taught us and teaches so every generation the Palestinians are not, they're not only not human beings like us, they're not human beings at all. And another thing that I wanted to mention is that when people's arguments or position is actually emotive, they don't listen to facts. You can show them any evidence you like, they won't believe you. People hold on to what they believe for dear life and they don't want to accept facts. I mean, Isaac Munder Ishak is trying in this book to educate a bit in the hope that some people perhaps will listen, and and I think he does a great job of it. But I also know that people don't listen to facts. If I ever discuss anything with the Zionists, which I stopped doing a long time ago, all you get is eventually you get attacked as a person. They don't really engage with facts. So I can understand that there are some Christians who are like that as well, who are very Zionist and believe in all kinds of hocus pocus, and they don't want to listen to facts. I wanted to say quickly that when I was a child growing up in Israel in the 70s at school, we used to be taken to numerous excursions all the time, almost every month we would go, and with the family we would go on Saturdays on the weekend to all these forests that are planted on Palestinian ruins of Palestinian towns and villages. And I remember one time as a school kid, we were taken somewhere, and the guide said to us, "Oh, and this is a ruined Arab something or other." And I remember I mean, I didn't particularly like history, but I looked at him and I said, "Oh, so that's from the Bible? Is that from biblical times?" And I'll never forget the face on that guy, and I couldn't understand that because he didn't answer me. He just looked at me and he couldn't say anything. And I found for some reason that stuck in my head. I didn't understand it. I would have been 11 or 12 maybe at the time. But I remember that reaction. He couldn't lie, but he also couldn't answer. He knew that this was not biblical because you see these ruins. I thought it was biblical. I didn't know we were taken to all these places and that's a ruin of an Arab building, and always Arab. The word Palestinian was never spoken. I never heard that. I haven't heard it until I went to university at age 25. I just wanted to add that when we talk about I think James mentioned dehumanization. It's necessary to dehumanize the people you're going to destroy. Most human beings are not psychopaths and can't kill. So if you want to mobilize a bunch of perfectly ordinary people to suddenly become murderers, you have to convince them that they're not facing human beings. And so we have a problem in humanity on the whole of dehumanization, because if we didn't, then Israel would have been called to task a long time ago. Exactly on the grounds that, as Mary said, well, they're human beings, right? So who cares about all the rest of it? We're talking about human beings here. So we have a problem as a species, as a civilization. We have a problem with that. I'm trying to write a little new piece on Substack, a little essay, and it's about debating with Zionists. And one of the things I want to do when I speak to people is to try and smoke them out. I want them to stand there and actually admit that they think that the survival of the Jewish people justifies doing any atrocities to any children, to any babies. Just admit it. Because if we go around and around and talk history and talk about that, well, we're going to get nowhere. I want them to say it. I want them to say that they actually believe that the Palestinians deserve to die or to be removed, and not say it out loud. So this is one of my. I'm not interested in debating about history and about religion and about all of that. That's not going to go anywhere. They believe that the state of Israel is the only thing that stands between Jewish annihilation and survival. So anything and everything is permitted to protect the state of Israel. It doesn't matter. The requirement from Jews is the Zionist requirement is that you support Israel. The phrase is Israel right or wrong. So no matter what Israel does, you support it. Why? Because your own survival depends on it. Now, I want people to stay, yeah, okay, in the name of my own survival, I'm quite happy for the Israeli soldiers to leave babies to rot in incubators in hospitals in Gaza. I want them to say that. I think this is, if you speak to people, smoke them out. Smoke them out. Let them talk. Let them say it. Push them to the corner.